Hello, girls. Good morning. I hope you're all fine, staying at home safely and not going out because of this corona lockdown. And I know you are all utilizing your time in some creative activities. When you were sending all your pics of your paintings and your artwork, we were all enjoying and we were really happy to know that yes, you're doing so much of creative work. And we also expect that you have completed all your studies and you are thorough with those topics which we have completed in the previous month. Now, talking about physics. In physics, we have completed chapter motion, and today, and you know that we are ready to resume our classes. And today, we are going to start with the new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Force and Laws of Motion. I repeat, chapter number 9, Force and Laws of Motion. In this chapter, we are going to study about what is force, what are the different effects of force, the new types of force which you have not done before, balanced forces and unbalanced forces, and then also we are going to study about the three laws of motion which were given by Newton. So today we are going to start with chapter number 9, and the first topic which I am going to discuss today is force. Now you all know force meaning because you've done this topic force in your previous class. So I would just revise what is force, and you know the meaning of force is any push or pull. When you push something or when you pull something, you say that we apply force. Now, there are many examples every day that in those cases we apply force. Like in the first example I would like to write as pushing a table. Many times you push the table, means you are applying a force on it. Number two, opening a drawer. Opening a drawer. Number three, lifting the school bag. When you are lifting the school bag, you are applying force or you are pulling it. Next, running. You are applying force. So, running is also one example of push. You're pushing yourself, you're pushing the ground and therefore you're running forward. So, this is also an example of force. So, any push or any pull applied on any object, that refers to force. Coming to the effect of force. Now, when we apply force, definitely something happens to that object. What happens to that object? Like, if I say pushing a table, when you push the table, you change the position of the table, right? For some time, it comes in motion and then you change its position. When you open a drawer, you again apply the force, you change the position of the drawer. Lifting the school bag, you again change the position. Running, when you run, you apply force and then you change your position. Number 5, if I take one more example, kicking a football. In kicking the football, you apply force, you're pushing the ball and it goes to some other place and it comes in motion. When you kick the football, it comes in motion. So, any push or any pull applied on an object is termed as force, and there are various effects of force. So, to discuss with the various effects of force, we will take examples like number 1. If I take the example of kicking a football, when you kick the football or when you kick any ball, what happens? It comes in motion. This object comes in motion. It was previously at rest, now it has come in motion. So we can say that when a force is applied on an object, it brings the object in motion. So the first effect can be written as when we can say the one effect of force, we can say force can change the position of the object, or force can bring the object in motion. So the first effect we can write as force can bring an object in motion. This is the first effect. Number 2. Suppose you are playing badminton, or if you are playing cricket. When you are playing cricket, what happens when you hit the ball? When you hit the ball, its direction changes. When it came to you, it was in the straight direction, and when you hit it, it changes its direction. So we can say that when a force is applied on any object, its direction changes. So therefore the second effect can be written as force can change the direction of the moving object. This is the second effect. Number 3, you can think of three more examples of this, and when you will write this in the notebook, you will write with 2 or 3 examples. Number 3, if you, in the morning when you get up, when you brush your teeth, you have to use a toothpaste. So when you have to use the toothpaste, you have to press that toothpaste tube, means you are applying force on it. So when you apply force on that object or that tube, what happens? It changes its shape. So we can say that force can change the shape of the object. This is just a revision. We have done all this before in the previous class. So force can change the shape of the object means when you squeeze a lemon, when you press a rubber ball. These are all examples of force changing the shape of the object, right? Fourth, force can stop a moving object. Force can stop the moving object means how? When we are driving, if I am driving my Activa and if I want to stop it, what will I do? I will apply brakes. So I will apply brakes means when I apply the brakes, what is happening? The moving object came to rest. So after applying force on the brakes, it comes to stop, or we can say that force can stop a moving object. So there are various effects of force, in which the first one is force can bring an object in motion, like we discussed in kicking a football, or we can say when we start riding a bicycle, we are applying force on the pedals of the bicycle and the bicycle starts moving and it comes in motion. Then force can change the direction of the moving object. Many times you will play badminton, cricket, and there are many other games. So you know that when we apply force on any object, it can change the direction also. So suppose we are going on a two-wheeler, and if you want to change the direction, you have to definitely turn your car, or you have to turn your two-wheeler, and then it will change the direction. So force can change the direction also of the moving object. Then force can change the shape of the object, as I gave you example of squeezing a lemon, or pressing a rubber ball, or pressing any tube or any toothpaste tube. So that comes under force can change the shape of the object. Then force can stop a moving object. That means if any object is in motion, you can stop it. A person is sitting, or a girl is sitting on a swing. You know what is a swing? It goes in to and fro motion, and if you want to stop it, you can apply force from the back side or from the front side, so that person will stop or the swing will stop. So these are the various effects of force. Now what you will do is, when I am explaining these topics, you will write down in the notebook, and with each effect you will write 2 examples, so that you are clear with what we have studied. Force is any push or any pull applied on an object. Then the different effects of force are that it can bring an object in motion, it can change the direction, it can change the shape, and force can stop a moving object. So you will write all this in the notebook, and with 2 examples each. And then the next topic we are going to continue are the types of forces, and those forces are balanced forces and unbalanced forces. In the previous class you have studied contact forces, non-contact forces, you have studied mechanical force, you have studied muscular force, you have studied frictional force, and you have studied gravitational force, magnetic force. Many types of forces are there, but in this chapter we are going to study about the balanced forces and the unbalanced forces. Thank you.